Hello all, and welcome back to the Bone Pile. Today I'd love to start talking about my experience with AIE for the first 2 weeks, and talk about the course that I'm taking, and also the education that I'm going through right now. Effectively, I decided to take the Art and Animation course. AIE is a specialist game art and animation course university, so they specialize in, as obvious, art and animation. So I'm currently learning how to use 3D software like Maya, and also learning how to texture using Photoshop, and also other programs like Hyperscape and UV Editor that is built into Maya. In this initial period, I've learned a lot about how to use Maya and also how to use Photoshop to a ridiculous degree, almost like speeding through the content for the basics. Something that has struck me about Maya, however, is the fact that there is so much to learn. There's an almost ridiculous amount of content that you can kind of consume. There's thousands of different options, thousands of different tools, which sounds like an exaggeration, but really isn't. I've only touched the surface of what I want to do with this particular course. In the initial first week, I started by learning how to use Maya as the basics, moving around with the W, Q, and E keys, as well as the R key to malform and move the objects. I also got my first project, which was to build a container with something in it. I decided to build a treasure chest and worked very hard to create like a small pirate scene inside the inside of a boat. I wasn't allowed to do anything massively upscale like a giant island or whatever. I was only really allowed to do a small scene for this initial project, which I feel like was a wise decision because I barely managed to get it to a good standard by the end. And something that I'm going to be learning about in the future is how to be more efficient with my time. I've just started working on the second project, and I'm currently working on creating a small cyberpunk city scene with a bench, a lamppost, a couple of rose bushes, a car, maybe some floating lanterns, and all that kind of like cyberpunky, also kind of like Asian inspired kind of dressing. I loved cyberpunk, to be honest. It's not cyberpunk 2077, just the style of cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077 is alright as well. So far, however, it's been mostly pretty chill. I've been doing both of the projects by myself. No group projects yet, although I'm sure that will follow relatively soon. I have really just been working really hard to learn the program and get used to all the different functions and the process that you have to go through to texture all the objects. So I guess my final thoughts on AIE so far. Everybody's really lovely. It doesn't seem to be a very competitive environment or a very toxic environment. Everyone's really nice. I've made a couple friends, but honestly I haven't really talked to many people because I haven't really had the chance. However, something that is really striking me is that at night when I'm working really late and I'm working on the projects and I'm in Discord with these AIE people, I'm having a lot of fun talking to people and meeting people. I would honestly recommend AIE for its intensive course for layout. However, if you don't think that you should be doing the intensive learning and you prefer to take it slower, I don't think AIE is a good course for that. But if you really want to kind of take a course that is intensive and is nice and quick and isn't very hard to learn, well, okay, that's not true. It's very difficult so far. I don't know. You can try out AIE. I definitely recommend it so far. Besides AIE, I guess I've been doing a lot of various different things. I went out and watched the movie yesterday. I watched the Demon Slayer movie. That was an excellent movie, by the way.